Everybody, welcome to another edition of Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchford. You're watching us live on the Texas Golf Insider Network, and we have another good show for you tonight. Dave is on vacation for the next 2 weeks, so we're going to have be packed with guests for the next couple of weeks. So kind of stick around for that. We'll have someone in every segment to chat with, and it's going to be starting tonight with sponsor guest Rob Fulford, PGA director at the golf club at Star Ranch in Hutto. Hey, folks, listen, if you have not been up to play that and you're new in town, man, you got to stick around for that. It's quite the place they have up there. It's a championship golf course, and he's going to talk all about it. And then at the turn, we're going to be joined by Gary Parson. He's the GM and director of golf at Blue Lake Golf Club at Horseshoe Bay. Gary's always fun to talk to. He's got a 9-hole golf course up there. Out of 209-hole golf courses, he ranks number 11. And the reason being, I've been out there before, and it is a cool spot to be. You're going to love the course. You think you can tackle that one, think again. It will give you some troubles if you don't have your act together. And then we're going to do some Tiger talk tonight. So stick around. We'll take your comments. Grab yourself your favorite cold one. It's Golf After Hours, man. We'll be right back. Welcome back again to Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchford. Man, I'm going to be riding alone. So if you got any comments on anything that I'm talking about tonight, feel free to chime in. Producer Johnny Guajardo will be giving me all the information. He'll be texting me. Dave's not here. So if you guys want to chime in, ask a question, go right ahead. Hey, folks, how about the weather? I mean, it's about freaking time that we get something like this. We've been waiting for this like 90 days. It goes from 106 degrees down to 64, 65 degrees. And we've had, here in the hill country, we had it down at 59 before. So 59 and 80, 82 during the days, man. This is our second season. We are in. And it's just good to have that around. Everybody's in a different mood. Don't you notice that? Everybody's in a really good mood. Everybody's talking to each other instead of dragging butt, into some air conditioning, and everybody's out walking again. So very cool. Hey, folks, we kind of cranked up the season already last week with Luke List. He won the Sanderson Open last week. It was like a 5-person playoff, and he sunk a 45-foot putt to win that, boy. And I tell you what, we've seen several of those this year. They're fun to watch, people missing a 3-footer and then dumping in for a 45-footer. Good, hats off to Luke List. He brought home $1.4 million. Now, that is a lot of loot. That's a good amount of money, 1.4 for a week's work. And, it's hard to say a week's work because these guys work all year long working on their game. It can be brutal on you. That not the family as well. They're always on the road. But just to kind of give you an idea why some people kind of shift to the LIV Tour, here in a couple of weeks, the LIV Team Championship features a $50 million purse. I said $50 million purse. That's crazy crap right there. I mean, $50 million bucks. There's going to be 12 teams. One of the teams are going to walk away with some serious jack. I think it's $25 million to the winner. And even if you come in last place, you're walking away with $1 million apiece. So, and they're going to be playing at Trump National Doral Golf Club. And folks, that's quite the place. I mean, I can't believe that the PGA pulled out of it. I mean, that was a dumbass move. And again, I know why they did it, and that was another dumbass move. But it's quite the course. There isn't anybody who's on the PGA Tour that hated Doral, and we all know why they dumped it. Hopefully, they get their act together and get back in there. And if they're going to merge, with the LIV Tour, you're probably going to see some of the PGA players going to be playing on that course. And I don't know when that's coming either. I mean, they keep talking about joining hands here, but I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to be following it. And of course, Dave and I have been following this for 2 years. We're the ones who kind of brought it out there when people were thinking about what the hell kind of tour is this. And I said way back when, I said, if these guys are running around giving that kind of money, you're going to see people flee. And I think Dave owed me another steak dinner on that bet. He's I get it, he's a PGA guy. And but when someone floats a couple $100 million in front of you, or $100 million, I don't know how you not take that. We'll see how that all plays out. Hey, the Ryder Cup's already is already over. It was a disaster, and one thing that did come up that kind of bothered me a little bit. There were two players out there. Actually, it's not the first time this has happened. There's a couple of players that came out, Cantlay and Scheffler. Those guys were talking about, needing to be paid for the Ryder Cup. And, I don't know how well that sits with anybody. Maybe you guys can chime in on that. Let me know what your thoughts are, because it really is about our country. And, Mark O'Meara and David Duval, they pulled that out back in the 90s. They thought being paid for the Ryder Cup was something that they think they should get paid for. And actually, I always thought it was country again, country, which made it so cool. I know I think they're going to talk about getting paid for the Ryder Cup. I'm not sure. I know here in the next 6 months, they're going to be hashing it out. But I hope that doesn't happen. And again, folks, I know everybody wants to get paid for what they do, but this is a country thing. And, if you make it to the Ryder Cup, I mean, if you are on the team, you have made a ton of money before you even got there. Now, I think one thing, they're talking about, they make hundreds of millions of dollars on this thing. I think they maybe need to open up the books to see maybe where all that money is going. Is it going where they say it's going, or is it going suits? And that's what happened with the PGA over the last decade. You got more guys in suits making money than the guy busting his ass on the course. And I never thought that was right. So when these guys in the suits talk, it's hard to listen to them sometimes. I'm really big on listening to the players. I think they're going to have a bigger voice this time around. But, Cantlay and Scheffler are the ones. Cantlay didn't wear his hat. And I don't know if that was kind of to maybe storm up against he wasn't getting paid and maybe he didn't want to be there. I'm not sure. You hear so many stories about that and you don't know which ones to believe. And now since AI is in the picture, I mean, is it really crap stories people are flying around? I don't know. But the Ryder Cup is coming up. They already start planning this thing here 6 months from now. And I hope the paycheck doesn't come that way, but I don't live in their shoes, so I know I wouldn't want to do something for nothing, even though in our industry Dave and I together with some of the organizations that are out to raise $500,000 over the years that Dave and I have been together, and we didn't get paid for that. We just went out there because that was part of the deal. Anytime you can raise something for the vets, anytime you can raise money for cancer for children and some of the other diabetes and some of the other things that really people need help with. It's mostly cash just to help them survive while they're at hospitals and hotels and things like this. So I kind of look at that as like the Ryder Cup. It is you're playing for the country, the United States of America. And so I always kind of thought it's been cool forever. Now, if you put a dollar tag on it, which has already got one, we don't know the backside of it, but it's already got that there. But I just would hate to see that it just turn into a money game. And of course, as we say, the money game, I place my bets on the Ryder Cup. So there was a lot of money flying around for betting. I bet on the Euros. I can't bet with my heart. That doesn't work. It doesn't put money in my pocket when we go out there and do those things. So, I won some steak dinners on that from one of our guest sponsors and Dave Roberts as well. And those guys were over in Rome. But, hey, I got to ask you, I'm going to run this by you because it's not even over yet. And they're talking about Tiger Woods being the next captain. I maybe can see that. I don't know how many people really follow Tiger. I don't know. Is he the guy who can get the camaraderie going? Because Zach Johnson wasn't. He couldn't get anything going out there. But, I always thought that there might be someone like maybe Freddie Couples. Freddie everybody likes the dude, and everybody just would play for the guy. But does Freddie want that job? I'm not sure. I don't know if Freddie wants that at all. But I think, you tell me if you want to give me your comments on it. Would Tiger, be someone that maybe you could back as being a captain? And I'm just having a hard time finding it. Freddie Couples, I think Freddie would be someone that could really sit in there and I think really do a job for the United States. So it'd be kind of interesting. I know players always talk about Freddie all the time. And of course, who doesn't know Tiger Woods? He's got his hands pretty much in everything. So, if you guys want to give me your take on that, I think that'd be kind of cool. We can get your comments. What we're going to do is we're going to take a real quick break here. And when we come back, we're going to catch up with Rob Fulford. And folks, I'd like to say, if you haven't played Star Ranch yet, man, I got some great photos I'm going to show you. If you're looking for a tournament or you're looking to do out of the skirts of Austin wedding of some kind, man, you want to stick around for that. Now, we got Rob who's going to be on the road. So, hey, listen, if you already haven't grabbed yourself a cold one, go grab one right now. We'll be back right after the break.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience in 2023? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour round, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy the golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits.
Back again to Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchman. And folks on the other line with us just happened to pull on over. The guy's running 100 miles an hour. Hey, folks, anybody in the golf industry right now seems to be running 100 miles an hour. But he's pulled over to the side. And our special guest, and he's a sponsored guest of the program. That's guys like him who help us have this kind of fun every Wednesday night. Rob Fulford, he's PGA director at the golf club at Star Ranch. Rob, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's been a long time since we talked, man. You're so busy, I can't catch up with anybody anymore.
It's been crazy, hasn't it? Yeah, it's hard to stop and take a breath and just you're always trying to catch up, just one thing after another.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. There was a lot of times many years ago that we had way too much stuff to do, and the rounds of golf weren't just there. And, I'm glad you waited to come on. Yeah, you and I talked here a couple, 3 weeks ago when it was like 108 degrees. And you said, man, I don't want to come on. All we're going to do is talk about how hot it is. And let's wait till it's cool. Well, here it is, Rob. We're here. It's fall.
It is fall. It felt like fall today. Cool breeze out of the north, a little bit of mist. So it was a great day.
Yeah, it's about time to get here, man. This has probably been real brutal, but have you noticed everybody just seems to be in a much better mood this last week or two? Everybody seems to be real happy now.
It does help when it's not 110 and it's dry, but now you get some cool weather. You do kind of cheer up a little bit when you walk out of the house in the morning of the summertime, you're already sweating. Now you're walking out and you're debating on whether to put on a light jacket or not. So that's not bad. We'll take that right now. Yeah,
the other night we were having a little party in the backyard, and I found myself and said, something, I'm gonna get me a jacket here. And I'm a Wisconsin boy, but I must be getting thin-skinned here. But hey, listen, I'm glad it's here. Did your course survive pretty well?
It did. I mean, it was a tough summer. I mean, in the month of August, we were actually blocking 2 hours of tee times in the afternoon just to try to catch up on watering, just to keep the golf course alive. So we actually did that probably for about 6 weeks. So from 12 to 2 every afternoon, we just had to put a block in just to take care of the golf course and, hand water greens every day. And you had to do it. I mean, if you wanted to keep your golf course in good shape, that's something we had to do. And we did that so we'd have good playing conditions going into this fall. I think that's very important.
I'm going to talk about the course here in just a minute because you got one of the premier courses in Central Texas. But I got to ask you this. I was talking in the first segment, and we're starting to hear this thing about the Ryder Cup people being paid. And there was a couple of people that were really kind of not giving it their all. And there are some people who wanted to get paid for this. And there was an article that I read, which really kind of made a lot of sense, where he said, if you make it to the Ryder Cup, you got more money than God. Your family and everybody's family is going to be very well off for decades to come. And now you want to get paid for the Ryder Cup. What's your take on that, man?
I mean, my opinion is if you're the elite, if you're getting selected to the Ryder Cup, and you're right, you have some money, you have the sponsors, you're obviously doing pretty well. I can guarantee you, there's hundreds of golfers that didn't get selected at the Ryder Cup that would just play for country and just to play to be part of that team. So there's a lot of guys that'll never have that opportunity, and I feel like that you're playing for your country, and that should be enough, in my opinion.
Well, and I think that's why and that's a good point, Rob, because that's why I watch it. It's our country against the rest of the world. And,
Sure.
to watch that, I get fired up. Now, if you're going to put money on the line and, certain players aren't going to get the kind of money that they get for showing up, and that, then it kind of takes that factor out that the best in the world are playing golf for 4 days. And I just think it takes the fun factor out of
I think it does too. I remember this kind of coming up in the late 90s, maybe before the 99 Ryder Cup, that historic one when Crenshaw was a captain. I think I remember hearing maybe David Duval, or I can't remember. I'm not going to name names. I'm not 100% sure, but they were on the team. They were talking about money. Why are we playing this? And then after that, they were, oh, I understand now. This was too cool. This was worth it. I don't need to get paid to do this. So,
Yeah.
I think it's going to go back and forth until, who knows for how long. Everybody's going to think they get a little bit of money because it is their time. They are professionals. I get that part of it, but
Yeah.
You're making some money on the tour. You're the elite. You've made some money. Go play for your country, and go on with that way.
Yeah, well, here in the next 6 months, I think they're going to try to figure that out. See if that's going to happen. By the other, it was David Duval and Mark O'Meara that
Okay.
both of those two guys. They kind of came out, and you're right. They kind of zippered up after the experience that they had. They're like, "Wow, this is amazing. There's nothing like it in the world." When it comes to golf.
No, that's still one of the best Ryder Cups I've ever seen. I mean, that just had everything to it.
Yep.
Just with Crenshaw being the captain and being a huge Crenshaw fan, I think just his speech there that last night before the final day was just, it was great.
Yeah, there's so many of them that like I say, I take off those 3 days, and this time I got up in the morning, and then I fell asleep because of the play, and then I got back up again, got myself a Bloody Mary, and then fell asleep again during watching the play, and it was like 7-1 at one time, and I goes, "Oh my God, do I want to get up and do this again tomorrow?" But I did, and it was just pretty painful to watch this year. But hey, 2 more years we're back into it. And speaking of golf, man, talk a little bit about your course. We've had it in our magazine. We have posted a lot of stuff on our website about Star Ranch, man. You guys got a premier track up there, and it has been like that for years and years. And the return of people who come play Star Ranch is quite a few.
Yeah, we're staying busy. That's for sure, and we're very fortunate where we're at, and especially with the ownership, is they don't take any money from the golf club. So whatever we make, it goes back into the club. So we're constantly trying to make improvements. Some of them the golfer will see firsthand. Some of them they don't see because it's irrigation upgrades, it's turf management, it's different fertilizer, it's different certain things that they don't see. But we're always trying to make improvements. We've started this fall. We have a new cart fleet that came in, the EasyGo RXVs. We added the GPS system back on the carts this time. A little added feature for the golfer, and also helps us manage as well, because we can look where carts are driving. We can limit areas that maybe there's some turf issues that we want to avoid with the carts. So that's definitely good for both of us, so the golfers and for management. And then we've done some upgrades on our driving range this year. One of the big ones we're in the process of doing is, with all the traffic we have and all the play, we do have the mats, hitting off the mats or turf. And really no golfer likes to hit off mats. It's just something that they will do.
Right.
So we decided that, okay, we're going to put in the best product available that we can find. And a couple of years ago, I was out at Pebble Beach playing, and I was sitting off the turf out there, and I was like, this is nice. Probably something we can't ever afford at Star Ranch, but this is really nice. And I got back home, and I kind of, in one of our budget meetings, I said, hey, if we ever have an opportunity, I think this is going to be really valuable for our club and for our players. And it got to the point where we said we probably need to replace these mats. They're getting a little worn out. I brought it back up. I got some bids, and ownership was on board, so we're doing it. So what they have out of Pebble Beach and Spyglass is coming to Star Ranch. So
you're kidding me.
About that. No, and I think the golfers will really appreciate that. It's a mat where it's great service to hit off of. You can use your own tee. You're not hitting off on little rubber tees or like that. So you can whatever height you want the tee to be at, that's in
Right.
place. And we're at the process of that. We got new bag stands, alignment boards. So it's just we add a little bit more that I think the golfer will really find helpful when they're practicing. It's a better product that we have.
Well, you've had a Mac Daddy practice facility for a long, long time. I mean, it's one of the premier facilities up in that area. And to add that, man, I can't wait to come up and see that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the areas that some courses overlook, but we don't. We want to make every little area of our golf club better where we can do it. And so as part of that's a practice facility. Some of it's inside the clubhouse, So we're doing everything we can to make the club better for everyone.
Speaking of the clubhouse, man, have you done anything different there? I know, you guys got quite the place out there. You can hold weddings and tournaments. Of course, the weddings, I think you're right.
No, actually, we have ever since COVID, we have kind of suspended that part of our operation.
Okay.
Some of it was, staff. Some of it just, certain things that's factored into it. So we've kind of put that on pause. We might bring it back someday, but we're really using our banquet facility room for tournaments is what we're using that for right now. So we have that room and the pavilion as well for our tournaments to be part of.
Well, and I'm assuming this is the month you guys are just getting bombarded with tournaments. Hey, even before COVID, you guys were really good at doing tournaments, but they have to be going crazy because your place is blowing up there. I mean, Hutto, every time I go up there, feels like I'm lost again. So many different things are going up in subdivisions. It's really building around you guys.
It is really growing in our area. I mean, pretty much northeast, northwest. I mean, all the way from, Taylor all the way out to Liberty Hill. And there's just not a lot of golf courses to choose from when, up in the north area. So we're getting a lot of play that's coming from Cedar Park, Leander, Georgetown, all the way out to Liberty Hill that are coming out to play Star Ranch. So yeah, it's really happening. It's really busy. And that's why we're just trying to make sure we have a good product for the golfers to come play.
Well, I think you've already always had that. I mean, your ownership makes sure, and you guys got a great staff, to help make that run. And as busy as you guys have, and I can tell how busy you are. You guys go through a ton of my magazines up there, and so there's always new people that are moving into the area that are always looking for a place to go play. Hey, what are your rates and charges that you have during the weeks and on the weekend?
During the week, our rates are $75, and that's green fee, cart fee, range balls. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be $107. Green fee, cart fee, and range balls.
Let me ask you this. Have you noticed any slowdown at all in rounds of golf, or is everything just steaming forward, Rob?
Well, yes and no. We could probably put more golfers on our golf course. I think that's hands down, would be an easy thing to do, but we don't want a 5.5 hour round. So we have gone to a 9 and 10 minute interval. So we're focusing on, we're focusing on the golfers coming out, not having to be out there all day long, having a good round, enjoying the golf course. And so we've kind of, I wouldn't say sacrificed the extra play, but we just want it to be more enjoyable. So that's been our focus. So we could have more rounds, but we're focused on, cutting the rounds down a little bit and just having a good product and for people to come out and enjoy the day.
Yeah, I talked with Steve Habel. I guess he played up there, one of our writers, a couple 3 weeks ago, and he called me up and he had a blast out there. And it was no 5 hour round. He said, we got around that thing really, really quick. And he said he really enjoyed it. The course was in great shape. The greens were running really good. And so he gets to play a whole lot more than I do. So we do what?
I said he probably plays more than me too.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if you're in the industry, we're not playing golf, man. I mean, it seems like everybody's working pretty hard. And something, we can't complain about it either, Rob. I don't know what COVID did Yeah, but I know it got a lot of old golfers back playing again, and it got more people playing in Texas, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was, you were kind of limited on what you could do there for a year, 18 months or whatever it was when all the lockdowns and restrictions and masks and all that stuff was going on. So, hey, let's go play golf. It's outside. We can do it. They won't let us go bowl or go to a movie. So let's play golf. And people got out and realized, hey, this is fun, to come out and enjoy some golf.
Wasn't that crazy, Rob? Everybody else was closed down, but go play golf. I mean, I never seen anything like it. It was crazy. I actually thought I was out of business. I thought, okay, I'm done. A pandemic's bringing me down. And who'd have thought that this would go in the direction? And it hasn't stopped. I talk to a lot of people every day, and they're all just doing fine. And, and I think a lot of them are kind of like where you're leading in. We don't want to beat up the course. We don't have to do 50,000 rounds. There's 60,000 rounds. And so they have gone to different tee times. And, I think that works. I think that seems to be working for everybody.
Yeah, I think so. Everybody's had to make a little bit of adjustments. I mean, it's, just like anything else that, the industry changes just like other things. And so you just to kind of adjust with the times. And, plus our focus is, we want people to enjoy the golf course. I think there's times that you could probably take advantage of it and just, put 350 rounds out there every day, but that's not our goal. That's not our business plan. We want golfers to come out, play, enjoy, and come back because they enjoy the golf course. And that's really always been our focus. Good conditions, decent pace, good service, just overall good product. That's our focus.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got a lot of repeat new ones coming in all the time up there, Rob. Hey, listen, I know you're on the road, but I appreciate you pulling over and chatting with us. That's very cool you did that. Hey, if someone wants to know a little bit more about what's going on at Star Ranch, maybe tee times or maybe a tournament of some kind, where can they go to find this info?
They can go to our website, starranchgolf.com. They can give us a call, 512-252-GOLF. We'll be happy to assist them where we can.
Yeah, and we'll run your website and your phone number here before the show is up again. So if people are interested, and there's so many people that have moved down in our area that have not played your course. And like I say, Rob, you got yourself a premier track up there. And, once I get non-busy, and I don't really care, I don't want to get non-busy, but I'd sure like to come up and play again. It's been a while, and I haven't seen you in a while, so it'd be good to break away and come up and play.
Absolutely. Please do. Love to have you.
Hey, Rob, I'll let you get back on the road and get your way home, man. Thank you very much for pulling over and taking a few minutes to talk with us, man. I sure do appreciate it. Have yourself a safe trip home, and we'll catch up with you soon.
All right. Appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Okay. You too, buddy. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
Hey, folks, listen, if you have not played the golf club at Star Ranch, man, you've got to put this on your list. You can pick your poison out there too. I'm hitting from the old man tees, and it really does help me when I go play out there. But I haven't played out there in a year. But everybody I'm talking to that have played it, man, it's a good pace around, and it's worth every nickel. So it's Star Ranch. Let me give you that again. It's starranchgolf.com. That's starranchgolf.com, or you can call them at 512-252-4653. Hey, folks, listen, we'll take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to go up to Horseshoe Bay. Go grab yourself a cold one. Golf After Hours. We'll be right back.
Swing into Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the hottest new fall arrivals from TaylorMade, Callaway, and Titleist. Come by and test drive the new TaylorMade P790 irons, the new Callaway Apex Pro iron sets, and the new Titleist T-Series irons. While you're there, get a free custom fitting on the new arrivals and more. Edwin Watts Golf Shops is your headquarters for all the latest golf gear from all the top manufacturers. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at edwinwattsgolf.com.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back again to Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Rackman. I hope you got a cold one in your hand and we give you enough time to get to the fridge. Listen, our next guest is Gary Parsons. He's the general manager and director of golf up at Blue Lake Golf Club. And if you have not played his course, it's a 9-hole golf course. And out of 200, I think it was 200 golf courses, 9-hole golf courses, this course ranks number 11. And I know why, because I've been up there. You gave me the tour. And if you think you can bring that 9-hole to your knees, good luck. How you doing, Gary? Welcome to the show.
Doing great. And actually, we're number 9.
Number 9 now. Okay.
Yeah. This year, or the latest rankings from Dallas Morning News made us number 9. So, and to that point, I want to know about the other 8. And I checked out, I did have an opportunity this summer to play the number 1 and number 2 9-hole courses in Texas.
No kidding. Who are they?
One of them, the number 1 course, is called Star Hollow, and it's in Tolar, Texas. Well, naturally it's in Texas, but it's in Tolar, which is west of Granbury.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it is just out in the middle of nowhere, but it was built by, Marvin Leonard, that built Colonial and Shady Oaks. He bought the ranch and got Joe Finger to help him design a course, and he built a 9-hole course out there. And I went out there, and it was just one of the neatest places I've ever been.
No kidding.
It's a private club, and if you go on their website, it'll tell you that it's the most exclusive golf club in America.
And did you get to play it?
I did.
Nice. When you say exclusive, what do you mean most exclusive club? You mean
I don't know what their membership is like, but it's, completely private. I told them, to get out there. I said, well, I'm a PGA member. I also operate a Joe Finger designed 9-hole course, and I'd love to see their course. And I went out there and played it. I was actually on my way to a PGA show in Frisco.
Oh, okay.
First part of August. So I made the detour and went through Toller to check out Star Hollow. It was great. They've got 2 separate tees for each 9. I mean, actual tees. I mean, separate built tees for each 9.
No
and
kidding.
the greens are huge, and there's 2 hole locations in each green.
2 hole locations.
Yeah, so you're playing a different hole each 9.
That's great.
It is great.
That is, well, you got big enough greens to do that out there.
Yeah, now we do.
Yeah.
Our golf course superintendent, Jamie Kaiser, that's one thing that he did. He actually, a few months after he started, he actually had a friend come out and help him, and this friend actually worked with Joe Finger on some of his course design projects, and had a feel or an idea of how the greens are shaped, how Joe Finger liked to shape them. And so we kind of did some soil testing and tried to find the old edges of the greens. Just over the years, they had shrunk. So we got the greens back to their original contours and size.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, the course just keeps getting better.
Well, last time I was up there, you were showing me what you were doing, where you found some of those areas.
Yeah.
And you kind of showed me how big the greens were going to be, and I go, see, because they kind of shrunk on you.
Yeah.
And now they're at the regular size, but you did give me an idea how that was going to look, and I go, man, that's an undertaking right there.
Yeah. And then the greens, well, like every golf course in Texas, I won't say every golf course, but so many golf courses in Texas struggled this summer. We kind of had a double whammy. We got a little more winter kill from that freeze that we did have this year.
Right.
We have that huge 10-day vortex like 21, but I mean, it was still a freeze good enough to kill a lot of Bermuda greens in central Texas and around it. It took us quite a while to get the greens recovered. That on top of the drought. But the course is coming back. It's in great shape. We're about to start the overseed. This winter, it's going to be super.
Well, are you enjoying the weather that we're having right now? Because it was a brutal summer. God Almighty.
Yeah.
Everybody getting through it. And, many of the people that I talked to, Gary, their courses were so stressed, and many of them were not being able to use their cart path, his cart path only.
Yes.
And did you guys go through that as well?
Well, fortunately, we kind of had unlimited water because we have the Horseshoe Bay effluent. So we were able to keep them watered.
Very nice.
And we didn't have so much traffic that we had to limit it to cart path only. But that just reminded me that when a 9-hole course in Texas this summer, it was cart path only.
It was.
Yeah. You know what number 2 is?
No.
Conroe Country Club.
Conroe Country Club. Okay. What were you doing in Conroe?
Well, I was playing in a section tournament at the Woodlands.
Oh, nice.
So I took another detour to go play the number 2 9-hole course.
Okay. Is there a reason it's number 2 compared to number 1?
Well, number number 1 is going to beat out number 2 mainly because of the way it's designed, maintained, and the history behind it. Like that number 1, Star Hollow, you go into the clubhouse, which is kind of a ranch house. It's like walking into a little Marvin Leonard, Ben Hogan museum.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, there's some great old photos just all over the walls, Hogan, and back in the day. Pretty neat place. Now, Conroe Country Club, number 2. When I left there, I said, if I lived in Conroe, I would want to be a member here.
No kidding.
No kidding. I mean, it was
Wow.
a treat. It's a beautiful little course, kind of right in the middle of, or the whole part of Conroe. Another thing too was at that time, this was August, and at that time, our current reigning state amateur champ was working behind the counter. And they had the state Texas State Amateur Trophy on display in the clubhouse.
How good is that?
Yeah.
9 holes. Was he
Yeah.
born and raised on that property out there over in Conroe? Is that where he's from?
No.
No
But
kidding.
he was he goes to Sam Houston State, plays on the golf team.
Okay.
In the professional golf management program at Sam Houston State.
Yeah.
Working there that summer for his internship.
God, how crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so when you go out and play these, because we're kind of in the business where when you call, they check who you are and what you do. Did
Yeah.
you have to play with? Did you still have to play with a member, or did on number 1? Did you have to play with the member?
On number 1, I did not have to play with a member, and it was like Sunday afternoon. But actually that day there were no members there.
Really?
Yeah, and well, no, actually I got there around 11. So I played 9 holes, and then I had a cheeseburger, which was excellent. And then I played the other 9 holes, but when I went out for the second 9, they said, "Oh, you got to be in by 3. We're going to close today at 3." And I said, "Well, okay." And they said, "Yeah, if there's no members out here playing, we get to close at 3. But if a member called up,
You're staying open.
Yeah.
For 1 member.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I tell you, that's the beauty of Texas. I mean, you go on these places, just like your place out at, it's like those little hidden gems,
Yeah.
like Blue Lake is. And again, I think though it really it's the people who run it, because I know when you got there, Gary, at Blue Lake, it wasn't looking like it is now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, you really when I found out where you came from and where you ended up in, I goes, why would you want to do this? And obviously you had a vision. You had a vision for the track, because I know where you came from. And I goes, why would you? Now I get it. You've seen something that I didn't see, but boy, once I took, a ride around your 9 holes, first of all, it's not the easiest. Par 3s, you think you got it made on some of the par 3s, but just the beauty out there too, some of the views,
Yes.
that you get of the lake. And I mean, it's really, Finger did a great job laying that thing out.
He did.
And then you take it to another level, because that thing was on the downscale big time. I thought for a while that thing was going to close.
Yeah, and talking to some of the guys some of the residents and past board members almost did in 2018.
Yeah.
And then a few years prior to that too. Just it's expensive to run a golf course.
Yeah, no, it's not an easy gig. But boy, you've taken it to another level, Gary, and all the people would love to come out and play it now. And and now you got the Northerners coming in, and they love these 9-hole golf courses, and I'm sure you get your share of them.
We do, and now, now that we've got something to sell, I can get a little more aggressive in trying to just attract everybody out here.
Yeah, no, and I'll tell you what, the 9 holes have picked up. There's a lot of people that just prefer to play 9 holes.
Yeah.
I'm not at that level yet. I mean, I'd love to play your course twice, go out there and play. And Habel and I keep talking about, we're going to come out and play. We're going to come, if I break away and get to play once in a while, I'm just such a happy camper.
Yeah.
But we're coming into the season now.
Yes.
And so I'm hoping to get on out. And again, I haven't played your place. I've been around it. But Habe and I, we've talked about it many times, go out and play around the golf with you. And we're going to have to do that, here sometime in November. And of course, this is the best season we got coming up right now.
It is. Yeah.
Hey, Gary, we're up against the clock a little bit, but
okay.
If people are watching and they'll watch during the week, what are your green fees? And, if they want to come up and play, can they bring their own cart too? I was going to ask you that.
So, yeah, we have a daily trail fee, $12 if they pull their own cart up here and want to use that. It's a $12 fee for the cart. Normal rates are $30 for 9 holes and $45 for 18. That includes cart. Got a twilight rate at 4 o'clock. We go to 3 o'clock when the time changes in November, but that's $20. We offer memberships too that are just almost too reasonable.
I've seen them when I look at them when I'm going, well, I'm of course, now some of the Northerners, they loved it. This is really reasonable.
Oh, yeah.
For the Northerners come down and drop $1,000 is nothing for them.
Yeah.
And they'll play your course every day.
Yeah.
Hope they spend a few bucks at the pro shop and maybe a bite to eat. Are you still hosting tournaments? I think you got a couple tournaments going on this week, don't you?
Well, we had our Men's Golf Association Championship first round today. They wrap it up tomorrow. We had our Women's Golf Association the previous 2 days. We're still hosting the Junior Links and Little Linksters through the Southern Texas PGA. We are planning a big Veterans Day tournament Saturday, November 11th.
Yeah, that's coming up real soon, right?
Yeah. So that's you can play. It's going to be set up as 2 9-hole shotguns, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, scramble. So if anybody's interested, give me a call.
Sounds like a party, Gary. Sounds like a party. I've seen a couple of photos of you guys having a good time in your clubhouse. Yeah. And everybody seems to be holding up a beer. That's the kind of place I can hang out at, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, I know you guys are busy all day long, so I appreciate you taking some time out and chat, man. It's been a while since I talked with you.
Yeah.
So always good to catch up with you, man.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Well, that's good. I mean, everybody has been busy.
Yeah, you've been busy. I've been busy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not complaining about it. It's just that it takes, we got in this industry to play a little golf once in a while.
Yeah.
But you're playing a whole lot more golf than I am. I can tell you that.
And I better be.
Yeah, well, that's your job.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, thanks again, man. I sure do appreciate it. Good catching up with you. We'll do this again. I'll try to get Habel together. We keep saying we're going to come up and do it if he can break away. Now, he's got a real job, so it makes it a little difficult for him to break away, too. So you'll be expecting a phone call from us before the year is out.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Good catching up, Gary.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike.
Yep. Have a good week.
You too.
Hey, folks, listen, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap this thing up. Golf After Hours, don't go away.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf. That's vcgc.golf. Welcome back, everybody, to Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Radford. We're going to break this down and head on out. Hey, Johnny, I got to ask you a question. We have anybody chime in with any comments at all before we head on out? Yeah, want to thank everybody for watching throughout the whole week, man. That's very cool that you guys do that. And I want to thank our sponsor guest, Rob Fulford, for coming on in, and Gary Parsons. Both of these guys run some great places. And I know some people say 9 holes. I don't know about the 9 hole thing. Trust me, you will have so much fun on these courses. And both Rob and Gary put out a premier product. And most people do. I tell you what, most people in Texas just run a hell of a show. So I want to thank these guys for always coming in. I do that every week, because I know these guys are running hard all the time. I want to thank our big dog, Johnny G, for always making all of this happen. I'm making him work a little bit overtime to see if we have any comments that I need to get out and thank people for coming on in. We got somebody, Johnny? Oh, you put them in the chat. Am I supposed to see that? Let's see. Who are they? Throw some names out there, Johnny. Hey, Robert, how you doing, buddy? Good. Thanks, Mike, for watching. Oh, all right. Hey, Mike Fernick. Been a while since we've hooked up. We need to get you back on the show. Janet McCormish is one of our biggest fans to our show. Thank you for watching, Janet. It's always good to see your face when we say. And again, folks, my Facebook is down, so I got to get some help to say hi to everybody. And I'm still trying to get that bad boy back up. I think it's been hacked. We got anybody else, John? Nice, Baron Jacobson. Nice. Thanks, Baron, for chat. Or was he watching or just like? Yeah. And Brian Grabo was the last time we seen him. Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, folks, that's it for us, man. Hey, listen, if you're thinking about playing golf this weekend, just make sure you pick up the Texas Golf Insider. You can go to TexasGolfInsider.com and download our digital magazine. Have it right on your phone. It's got all the links to all the tee sheets to over 400 golf courses throughout the state of Texas. Pretty cool. You should check it out. And we're going to be giving away free subscriptions. We got a big promotion coming up in November where I'm going to give you golf balls. One lucky person is going to get golf balls for the whole 12 months, 52 weeks of nothing but Pro V1s that they're going to be able to play with. And it comes with a free subscription. All you have to do is sign up. We'll give you all the details here in the next couple of weeks. Hey, that's it for us. Thanks to everybody for watching throughout the whole week, and thanks for sharing. Dave and I are going to be back next week, but until then, rain or shine, book that tee time. Have a great week, everybody. Cheers.